Ashton Lewis tagged me in this story on Twitter. So, in the ongoing saga with the Aniah Blanchard case, the third suspect has been apprehended. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, I hope that this is the last person that is involved with this. Because I'm like I said, this story is just blowing my mind right now. So this is the third motherfucker that was involved with the kidnapping and disappearance and now unfortunately murder of Aniah Blanchard. And his name is David Johnson Jr. They said a third suspect has been charged in connection with the disappearance of Aniah Blanchard, the 19-year-old stepdaughter of a UFC heavyweight fighter who was last seen alive just more than a month ago inside of an Alabama convenience store. David Johnson Jr. was arrested on Monday in Montgomery on account of hindering prosecution, Lee County District Attorney Brandon Hughes told WTVM. Authorities believe he drove another suspect, Ibrahim Yazid, to Florida in wake of Blanchard's kidnapping. According to a witness account, Yazid forced Blanchard into her own vehicle on October 23rd and then drove off. They were both seen on security footage inside the same Auburn convenience store earlier that night. Authorities found the car abandoned 50 miles away in Montgomery with enough blood inside to suggest a life-threatening injury. Yazid, who was out on bond on kidnapping and attempted murder charges at the time, was arrested in Florida earlier this month in connection with Blanchard's disappearance. Authorities on Friday also arrested Antoine Squirmy Fisher in the case. They do not believe anyone else is involved in the crime. News of Johnson's arrest on Monday came around the same time officials announced the discovery of remains that likely belonged to Blanchard, who was the stepdaughter of UFC heavyweight fighter Walt Harris. I can confirm that the human remains have been found in Macon County on County Road 2, and we have good reason to believe that it is that of Aniah Blanchard. Auburn authorities said in a statement that a complete investigation is underway to determine the identity as well as how the victim came to be in that location. Well, it looks like my answer, the answer to my question was, the answer to my question was indeed there, that they don't believe that it's anybody else involved. So it's a trinity of ain't shit bastards. Now this guy looks really up in age, just by like looking at his face. Like he looks like, because they don't specify how old he is, but he looks old as shit. So he was basically the person that was the guy who drove Ibrahim Yazid from Alabama to Florida, because that's where they picked him up at. And they're just now getting him. So they all played a role in this particular incident. I believe that Ibrahim Yazid and that other guy killed her, dumped her body, and then they got him to drive Ibrahim Yazid to Florida to try to hide out. Throw all these motherfuckers under the goddamn incinerator. Do that. You probably thought I was gonna say jail. No, I said the incinerator. You know, where they put the dead body to turn them into ashes before they put them in an urn. That's where they need to put these three at. But I still believe they should allow her stepdad to be left alone in the room with them and beat the shit out of all three of them, because they deserve it. But that's the latest update as of now. I wonder what else is going to come out. I hope I'm not jinxing myself, but this is going to be I will say this. This is going to be a very interesting trial. And I plan to follow it as much as I possibly can. Y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.